Oh, well, there we go. It is now jumping into May. We are looking at the Minnesota Fishing Opener was yesterday, and there's Jason, my dog, just hanging out with us this morning. But before we jump into fishing side of things, I want to wish all the moms today a happy Mother's Day. It's a beautiful day outside. Tell you what, in any way, shape, or form, if your life consists of being a mom figure, whatever it might be, God bless you. I know my wife, Tara, I don't know how she does it. She is a mother of 5. Yes, we have 4 kids, plus me. Without her, I don't think our life really ticks the way it does. The selflessness, the sacrifices, to always putting other people first, all the different things that allow us to live a very, very good life in so many different ways. So all the moms out there, to my own mom, Sherry, if you're watching, love you so much. Can't thank you enough for everything you've done for us and my brother and my sister and everybody around you. So happy Mother's Day to all the moms out there. Hopefully you're getting spoiled today. We got some food on the smoker. Hopefully all the moms out there put their feet up. And like I said, it's a beautiful day. I think it's going to be 90 something today here in the Twin Cities, which is crazy. I heard rumblings of possible record-breaking weather. And if you look at the forecast ahead of us, which we'll jump into in this video, it's going to be warm again all week. 80s, not much rain in the forecast. We were watching lacrosse yesterday afternoon. Jack was playing, and we got a sprinkling of rain, not even enough to make our clothes wet. Umbrellas didn't get brought out. That's all we've seen in the last few days. And it's kind of looking like that now. I'll jump into the forecast, obviously, after this video and see if things have changed. But let's jump into this last week. It was a great week of fishing. Last weekend, you had the Wisconsin Fishing Opener. And I know a lot of anglers jumped over there and chased down some walleyes, tried to catch some pike. You've been able to fish bass in Wisconsin all year. They have a continuous season for catch and release, even in April. So there were some anglers gravitating towards Wisconsin, totally understandable. This last week, we targeted crappies all over the Twin Cities, well, mostly Minnetonka. And we had a lot of good success. Let's talk crappies for a second. What are they doing? They're transitioning 100%, transitioning into spawn mode in our region. Some lakes are seeing even the teetering end of the spawn. Some lakes, you're just kind of getting into it. A lot of lakes, you're just smack dab in the middle of it. Mid to upper 60-degree water temperature. Things warmed up quick. Weed growth went crazy. I noticed this last week, just in the matter of 3 days, how much the weeds changed, where we could fish through spots, let's say with a jig underneath a rocket bobber 3 feet down, where a few days later, that wasn't an option on those exact same spots because you were just snagging weeds. So I think this warm weather really changed things a lot in terms of vegetation, grass, the weed growth in our lake. So that was something I think some anglers just weren't used to, because they get out there, maybe they didn't fish for a few days, they get back, go back to the same spots they caught them on, and they're like, I can't even get through that. No, I experienced that as well. So that was something I noticed this last week, was a rapid change in weed growth, especially on your shallow water spots. Now, that being said, the fish didn't leave those spots. It's not like the crappies vacated those spots. They're just tough to catch. And if you kind of just float aimlessly through those areas and look in the pockets of weeds, you're seeing the crappies sitting there, and they're doing the spawn, right? You're seeing them there, and if you can effectively find a way to pluck through those little pockets, you can catch some fish. So, but what I did is I relocated. I looked for cleaner water, put my thinking cap on, thought to myself, okay, where's some cleaner water in Lake Minnetonka or the lake that you're on? And I started searching there, because then I could effectively fish through some of those spots without those heavier, thicker mats of weeds. Some dock lines are cleaner than others, right? Some bays are cleaner than others. Some ends of the lakes, you get what I'm saying. Started focusing on that, found fish, caught fish, had much better success where things are cleaner. So, and that held true as well on Lake Wapo, where I guided in Wisconsin, Wapagasset. So we went out there actually yesterday on the Minnesota Fishing Opener. We were out there one day last week, similar situation. We were out there again yesterday. I did leave Minnesota, I'm sorry, for the Minnesota Fishing Opener. I didn't fish there. I guided a great father-daughter duo in Wisconsin for crappies. The crappies are absolutely going bonkers out there, just like they are here. There were plenty of walleye anglers out there that have been fishing for a week. Lake was buzzing. It was great. It was awesome. It was good to see. And the crappies were firing. We caught a lot of nice fish. A lot of fish were honestly not as shallow as I thought. They were like 4 to 7 feet of water. They were spawning in those weeds out in that neck of the woods. Some of that's happening here in Minnesota, in Minnetonka. But man, we got a lot of fish this last week. I'm in Minnetonka Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, right up against the bank, not too far. I mean, if you were bank fishing, you probably had better success than if you were boat fishing, other than the fact that I could see what's going on down there, but you didn't have to be in a boat. I think if you were a shoreland owner, by some of these spots we caught our fish, you would catch them just the same by fan casting out from your dock or from your shoreline. We could just kind of teeter in on them and see what's going on. So that's kind of what's cooking. We caught them pretty consistently on what we've talked about. Plastics. I'm still using the 32nd ounce drop TG, that tungsten jig. I love it. Underneath the rocket bobber, no additional weight. Niku flutter fry. Excuse me, caught a pile of fish. We talked about going dark this last week. That happened on a number of occasions where we switched to a natural dark colored presentation. Black jig head, plum colored plastic, dark blue plastic, purple plastic, Vegas sassy stinger from Mr. Twister. Those baits caught bit a lot this week, where we kind of switched a bit from your whites and your pinks and your chartreuses and your more gaudy colors to more subtle colors, and we caught a lot of fish doing that. That was consistent this entire week. We'll see if it holds this next week. I'm going to switch gears and really focus on some walleye fishing here the next week in the Twin Cities, Minnetonka, and North Metro. I'm going to hit probably 3 different lakes this week, play around, see what the walleyes are doing. I'm just excited to put a different bend in the rod. So I did check a couple walleye spots on Wapo Gasset this week. We caught some fish, plucked some small walleyes, plucked some pike, caught some bass, did put a bend in the rod on something a little larger than a crappie, which was cool. But those of you who know me know I still love my crappies. But we're going to twist gears a bit this week and chase down some walleyes. So how do we catch these fish? I'm going to continue to fish jig heads and minnow baits. I'm going to bring leeches. I'm going to bring live bait, probably minnows, probably some crawlers, probably some bobber rigs, some things like that. I'm going to kind of throw a gamut at them, see what these fish want. They're still a little slow from what I've seen. They're not actively, super aggressively crushing baits quite yet. I think we're going to see a rapid change here this week now that we have stable weather, stable warm weather. I'm expecting to see some fish just crush some baits. One thing I'm going to chuck at them, I've always done well with this. I fish just a round ball jig head. This is a drop TG from Clam Outdoors. Tungsten jig head, we've heard about this a bunch of times. Sassy Swimmer from Mr. Twister. It's just a ring style bait with a little paddle tail. Not a huge presentation, not a giant profile, but I can pitch this anywhere from 4 feet to 24 feet. And I can obviously vary my jig head. This is an 1/8 ounce jig head on there. But you can throw a 3/16, you can throw a quarter, you can go down to a 16th, the 1/8 ounce 3/16. That size seems to really, really work well for me. For this bait, I'm using braided 10-pound line to a 6 or maybe 8-pound, depending on how crazy you are, aggressive fluorocarbon leader. And I'm fishing a medium light action rod, built up from Thorne Brothers 2500 series, 3000 series Shimano reel. I actually have a new rod I've designed with Thorne Brothers. It's in my boat right now. I don't have it here in front of me. Called the OW Walleye. We talked about it on the last video. I teased it. The OW Walleye. It's built off their Stealth Blank. It's going to be part of the MJO series. It's built off their medium light Stealth Blank. I knocked an inch off the tip to tighten up that load, so it's a little heavier than a medium light, which I think is what I want for walleye fishing. Built at 7.2 split grip, beautiful rod. Only comes in at $260. You can get those ordered up at Thorne Brothers if you want to. You can go to thornbros.com or just call them, tell them you want the OW Walleye. They know what it is. Fish that rod a little bit this week and love it. I'm gonna put it to work this week. I'll do some videos on it, give you guys a little more intel on how that rod works. And I'm excited about that one. So I'm gonna switch gears a bit this week into walleye fishing. Gonna see how I can do. I'm gonna chase down some fish. Excuse me. Probably gonna still chase some crappies, some bluegills. The bluegills were actually popping this last week. We caught a lot of nice bluegills mixed in with the crappies. So gonna shift gears a little bit though to some game fish this week and kind of throw everything at them. The boat this time of year is loaded with crappie rods, walleye rods. You can bass fish in Minnesota now. Can't keep them, but the catch and release season started on yesterday, so we're going to chase bass, probably catch the northern pike. You can't chase muskies yet, but you can chase the other game fish and go out there and have a good time. So that's my strategy this week. I'm super excited. The week ahead looks beautiful. I'm pumped. I get to go talk fishing with a high school team on Tuesday night, so I'm pumped about that. Fishing's in full swing. If you're fair weather, you're welcome. Good Lord gave us some amazing weather this weekend. Looks like amazing weather this week. You're gonna get out there, put on the Blackfish sun shirts, put on the suntan lotion, bring lots of water in the boat, stay hydrated. It's gonna be warm, it's gonna be hot. It is what it is. Our bodies are not used to this yet, so just get out there, take the necessary precautions to have a good day in the water, and you're gonna have a good time. So go out there, have fun, set some hooks for me. And again, all moms out there, have a wonderful Mother's Day.